What is going on, everyone? Anthony here, and welcome back to another video here on Inocula Productions. And expect this kind of content in between what we put out on this channel. For years, we've done comedy shorts and comedy films and short films, horror films, fan films, and all that good stuff. And these kind of videos will be coming out in between our projects, so there's just always something coming out on this channel. And I've talked about physical media and I've done some physical media updates. It's been a long time, but I wanted to get back into it because I haven't seen much on the internet, or at least on YouTube, talking about this Blu-ray release of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. Now, this is from 1965. This is a Russ Meyer film, and this is one of the greats as far as exploitation cinema in this era. I mean, I'm not going to be reviewing this film in depth or anything in this particular video. I really want to talk about the transfer and what I think of this because I have never owned this on Blu-ray. I think the only way that I found this was through file sharing back in the day, and I still have that downloaded copy burned to a DVD somewhere. Now, there was DVDs of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, but this is the first time, I think, that we've gotten an American Blu-ray release. And I'm going to tell you what I think about it. Of course, this movie has been talked about a lot. You've seen it referenced. You've heard it in songs before. You've heard some of the great directors of our recent times, especially Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez, and people that have been inspired by a lot of what Russ Meyer has done, Roger Corman, so on and so forth. So this era of filmmaking and what was produced, while a lot of it was low budget, it always had a great gimmick or a great title to something to bring you in to the theater. And, you know, this actually does kind of play up the gender role of, you know, badass, powerful females that are in charge, kicking ass, taking names, murdering people flat out, racing cars very fast. It's just the epitome of like a greatest hits of what you would expect in a well-balanced exploitation film. It has some great actors in it as well, and I think that's what holds this film together, honestly. You have Tura Satana as Varla, you have Haji as Rosie, and Laurie Williams as Billy. You also have Susan Bernard as Linda, Stuart Lancaster as the old man, Paul Trinka as Kirk. I mean, there's a lot of great acting and scenes in this movie that are just so memorable, but at the same time, some people can look at it and say, oh, the acting's cheesy or corny, but it just fits this aesthetic and this time. Now, as far as the Blu-ray itself, how does this transfer look? And honestly, as far as, you know, out of a 5 scale, I would say this is easily a 4 out of 5 on the picture scale, because I was actually blown away with how much they did clean this up and how well this thing sits on this Blu-ray. The black levels, the cleaned up black and white image compared to old rips or old DVDs, definitely this is the best one. Now, as far as the sound quality, I would also give this a 4 out of 5, where it actually is the best, most clear sounding version of this film that I've ever watched. So whether it's, you know, the driving, the racing around the desert, or just the dialogue, the back and forth along with the music, it's well balanced, and I was actually really surprised by how the presentation was and how everything sounded on this Blu-ray release. The only thing I wish this film had on the Blu-ray, like I said, presentation's great, audio's great. I just wish we had some more special features or something more on the disc. I do appreciate that RM Films International, they put this out, and while they didn't send it to me, this is something I just bought with my own money. I do recommend picking this up just because it is one of the only times we'll probably see this in HD. I don't know if this will ever get like a 4K, but I was just surprised that this was coming out. And shout out to my buddy Perry, who let me know this was coming out, because he's like, oh yeah, the movie that you like is coming out on Blu-ray. I'm like, which movie? And then he sent it to me, and I was kind of surprised that it was like nobody really made a bigger deal out of this, as far as like, you know, some people that I watch on YouTube. But it is a, you know, well-known cult classic film at this point. While it didn't do well when it came out, or it wasn't a success financially, this was still something that every filmmaker or every fan of exploitation in this era, you know, this is definitely Russ Meyer's best work, in my opinion. Just for that time, it encapsulated that. You know what I mean? It's not like the story is going to blow you away, or you're going to be, you know, brought to tears. You know what I mean? This movie it knows what it is. And again, just a classic. You should have this in your collection if you're a fan of anything exploitation, anything grindhouse. You got to watch this movie, and it is free on YouTube as well. So if you just want to check out, the movie itself, you can find it online in various sources. But the Blu-ray itself, this right here, is the best transfer I've ever seen of this film, and it looks great. It sounds great. Check it out. This is from RM Films International, and that's Faster Pussycat Kill Kill by Russ Meyer. Check it out.